Inside the office, a man and a woman were quarreling over money.
I did not throw you under the bus.
A bus flew into the building. Just now, the earthquake shook a huge crack out of the reservoir dam, and the workers were instantly knocked off their feet by the gushing flood water, which flowed swiftly and immediately into the city. At this time, the indoor bus was still running smoothly until the water current wrapped with mud and sand rushed up the crowded lanes, and the passengers inside the bus were hit vigorously. And then the bus was lifted up by the water current and crashed into the building. Receiving rescue information, 911 immediately went out, but seeing the scene in front of them, everyone is very puzzled.
That does not go there.
Firefighters rode the elevator to the designated floor. The bell rang. Everyone had to put on a mask. The scene is worse than they imagined. Jimmy spotted Amy, who had fainted on the side first, but fortunately, the other man was conscious and unharmed. The headache was the few people trapped in the bus. Hearing the rescue team coming, the passengers inside the bus were very excited and walked around, not realizing that this made the balance of the vehicle broken, and the bus almost fell off the building. The captain told everyone to stay put and told them that someone had already gone to immobilize the vehicle, and the rescue soon began. Taking advantage of the gap, Murphy took the time to find out what had happened to each of the injured. The driver was injured but conscious, and one particular boy was lucky to be uninjured, but the woman who had fainted on the ground didn't look too good, and there was another man who had been hit in the femoral artery by a shard of glass and was bleeding profusely. Murphy tries to find a tourniquet, only to see the nerdy boy quickly pull out his belt and tie it around the man, acting as a tourniquet. It turned out that the boy had Asperger's, a form of autism, but his behavior was very comforting to Murphy. On the other side, only Jack and Eddie were seen, arriving at the roof of the building where they would be landing from the top floor to secure the bus from the outside wall of the building. So Jack slowly descended to the top of the bus and hung the iron hooks Eddie handed down one by one on the bus. But just after the last hook was hung, Jack realized that there was another man crushed on the roof of the bus, which was even more difficult to rescue, as if two people were crushed under the same concrete slab, jumping which side will be killed. Unfortunately, the man under the bus was still breathing, which added help to the rescue. With Amy's shouts, the man woke up, and then the shaking of the bus caused him pain. The captain saw the scene in front of him and came up with an idea. The bus was like a seesaw, and the man could only be pulled out when it tilted back and the front end lifted. Although the bus had been immobilized at this point, everyone followed the captain's command and was already fully armed, and the action began. The team rushed inside the bus first to get the injured out. By this time, the most seriously injured lady in pink had opened her eyes. Murphy reminded the other man to stay still and patted the lady's head with the boy's school bag. Initial examination found that the pupil of her right eye dilated, has suffered cerebral edema. If not rescued within 20 minutes, will be life-threatening. The team grabbed the lady and evacuated the other injured, but the autistic boy was suddenly ill. How to say do not want to get off. Taking advantage of the standoff, Eddie drops the cable and buckles at the front of the bus, while the rest of the team quickly pulls out the man under the bus. Now it's just the boy and the captain left in the bus, and unluckily, the bus energy fuel starts to leak, and before Jack can call out to the captain, an explosion occurs. Luckily, the captain holds the boy tightly underneath him and both are unharmed. A tense rescue is finally over.